Do you think you could survive off of just processing farm waste, or are you going to continue to...
Yeah, we couldn't, the facility would never work just on farm waste.
Until we saw a sanitary engineering truck coming in, no one knew that this was bringing in human waste or anything else.
Everyone in the area seemed to be under the impression, wonder how that happened, that the new digester was just hog manure and nothing else. Everyone likes the idea of green technology. I mean, who doesn't want a healthier environment? Bottom line, though, is that they had to have known from the very beginning this project was brown, and at $1,000 a load plus, it's big business.
Do you think you could survive off of just processing farm waste, or are you going to continue to...
Yeah, we couldn't, the facility would never work just on farm waste.
So there's that. And then we have this internal email from Tom Pitstick to James Miller, Bath Township zoning inspector, the man who would make the determination on zoning for the facility. We don't see one word about human or municipal waste. Quote, the manure from our livestock would be processed through the digester, unquote. Well, that sounds great, but then you have a verbal sleight of hand in, quote, along with other organic residuals, unquote. Turns out the other organic residuals is the sludge from municipal wastewater treatment plants. It's obvious that this letter to the zoning inspector is painting a very rosy picture and is certainly leaving out a great deal of information. Here's Mike Oberfield, CEO of Renergy, again.
So from the get-go, it was known that it was going to go to human
As far
waste.
as I know, and I've...
So from the beginning, it was known that it was going to process.
That would be my, I can't see how it wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Not sure how they couldn't have known from the very beginning. Interesting. Now here's an internal EPA communication saying the farm doesn't even have pigs. Read it for yourself. Quote, I wanted to follow up on a comment that one of you made during our meeting today about there no longer being hogs on site at Dovetail, unquote. No longer hogs? Well, I thought the facility was all about hogs. I guess not. As you can see, something doesn't add up here. It appears to us that a story was told to soothe public concern, while in reality it was known all along what this facility was really going to be. And here you can hear Renergy COO Carrie Oberfield, Mike Oberfield's wife, talking about their plans for Renergy.
We were looking at it as an investment and something that was good for. We're typically from a corporate environment where we're looking at things, had not been familiar with agriculture. We hadn't, my husband's, they had a farm, but not a working farm, so we weren't familiar with agricultural rules. So when my husband came back here for the first couple of years, it was basically turning the company from something that ran under ag into more of an ISO corporate environment to where we could, change the culture and grow and get everything on the board. And we did end up deciding to invest in the company.
Change the culture over to ISO, not agriculture. So it was wastewater treatment all along.
Here in Bath Township at a hog farm that also has a waste treatment plant. A plant that wants to expand, and residents here in Bath Township don't want any of that. It's this facility that will bring some of those residents together with the Ohio EPA and officials with Renergy, the group that operates this plant.
It creates a tremendous odor for us. You cannot go outside, you cannot open your windows.
The Ohio Revised Code explains if you live in an ag district, be prepared to deal with these issues.
And under the Ohio Revised Code, at least 50% of the material going into a digester must be farm waste for it to qualify as agricultural. So no, it's not agricultural. Furthermore, not only does 50% of the feedstock, the stuff that goes into the hopper, have to be farm waste, it has to be generated by and on land owned by the farmer, which shares property lines with the digester facility. Now, at least one honest public official in Greene County recognized this. David Graham, the county auditor, when he was presented with all the evidence, he ruled that the land the digester sits on in Greene County is, in fact, industrial in nature. 3 cheers for David Graham. So why is the township and the county refusing to force a zoning change in Bath Township when they have all the evidence?
The township has spent our money. It looks bad when you have a township trustee who has leased and is the landlord of the property
We've looked at the township trustees' meeting minutes over and over again. Amazingly, there's no mention ever of the digester facility or the project. Yet here we find a zoning certificate for the digester issued by Bath Township, the very township board on which the farmer and landowner for the waste treatment facility sits. Again, very convenient and odd that the digester has stayed out of the meeting minutes when such foolish things as a, quote, thistle patch has been reported, unquote, to zoning. So thistle patches make the minutes, but a human waste treatment plant doesn't. At least in Morrow County, Ohio, they have a prosecutor who's willing to execute the law, and that man is serving the Renergy facility in his jurisdiction with compliance questions.
You no longer operate a hog
We never
raising
did,
facility.
Renergy never did. We take the byproducts of hog farmers, but we don't, hog raising has nothing to do with Renergy.
So why is the township and the county refusing to force a zoning change in Bath Township when they have all the evidence?
I just find it crazy that something like this magnitude comes in and it's not run through this office in this township. I find it crazy.
Of the United States of America.
It just doesn't fly right when there's a trustee, part owner in this, sitting in this building and that going on over there. It doesn't fly right in anybody's face, and I think the whole public can see it.
And to the republic for which it stands.
Is it common that the zoning clerk fills out half of the application?
One nation, under God, indivisible.
It's just sort of mind-boggling that a trustee would have an impact on so many lives in this township.
With liberty and justice for all.
What are we, the public, supposed to do when we see a sitting trustee profiting from a facility which had to be permitted by the very office in which he is intimately involved? It's not just a benign structure we're talking about here. It's classified by the Ohio EPA as an industrial facility.
Do you see this as industrial or agricultural?
How do you classify it?
Industrial.